Welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host, Bastion. This is another episode of Bastion Rants about members at the gym that he is a personal trainer at. Episode 3 about this topic, and hopefully this is going to be the last episode for a while. To set the stage, I'm a personal trainer at one of those big chain, and so they're basically two, and it's one of those two in the US, and actually I've worked for both of them. So in the past, I have been telling you stories about my interaction with individuals who are not clients, not personal training clients, but who are in the personal training area, and even though there's a giant sign that clearly states exclusively for personal training clients, 90% of the people in the area are not personal training clients, and that is what it is, whatever. This is not one of those stories. This is a completely different thing. In fact, this story involves me on my day off doing my own gosh darn workout with my partner, and so we just started our workout. And then a random member who I do not know, don't think I've ever seen before, comes up to me and says, "Hey, you're one of the trainers here, right?" And I'm like, "Yes," which is why, by the way, I have a membership at a completely different company, a completely different gym, so that way I can avoid some of this, because sometimes I don't mind answering questions. In fact, I love educating people about training and fitness, but if I'm working out and I just want to get my workout done, I don't necessarily want to be bombarded by a billion questions while I'm working out, just trying to get my workout done so I can get on with the rest of my day. But it is what it is, People want to know, and I want to help. And he came up to me, and I was like, "Oh, great! What lengthy question about which specific muscle is going to want to work out and ask me about?" But it wasn't anything like that at all. He said, "Hey, have you noticed this lady over here filming the gym?" And yes, I had noticed her. Yes, she had a very elaborate tripod set up, filming herself doing her workout. And I'm there on my day off. I don't want to deal with it. I just want to get my workout done, So I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Yeah, she's not supposed to be doing that, right? Aren't there signs everywhere that say no filming in the gym?" And then, yeah, that's true. So can you talk to her? He's telling me he doesn't want to be in her videos. He doesn't know what she's going to do with them. And obviously, likely what she's doing with the videos is she's uploading them to Instagram or something, like you see a bazillion people do. And yes, you do see tons of people shooting videos of themselves in gyms. Those gyms are typically not one of these two major fitness clubs in the US. The type of places where people usually do this type of filming is like a CrossFit style gym, or a bodybuilding style gym, or a powerlifting style gym, or a small studio. It is not, I'm trying my hardest to not say the names of these. It's not one of those two big gym chains, and there's signs everywhere that say no filming allowed in the gym. In the bathrooms, out on the floor, they're everywhere. Yes, people take selfies, occasional little quick video, but this woman had a big elaborate setup with a tripod and everything, and she was filming her whole gosh darn workout. So I walked up to her and I was like, "Hey, ma'am, just in case I don't know if you saw the signs everywhere and everything, but unfortunately, yeah, we have a no filming policy in this gym." And you'd think her reaction would be like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I didn't see those signs. Here, let me put that tripod away." Not at all. Her reaction was, "Are you targeting me?" And I was like, I have no idea what that means in this context. So I was like, "No, but that is the policy, that we can't have people filming here, and people don't want to be in other people's videos and whatnot." And she's like, "I'm only filming myself." I'm like, "I can see myself right now in your viewfinder thing, so you're filming me right now, and I don't necessarily want to be in her video." And she's like, "Well, I see people filming themselves all the time." And it's like, my whole time I've worked at this specific location for a year and a half, and previous to that I worked at the enemy, the opposition, for 6 months or something like that. And my whole time, I've seen exactly one other person filming himself, and not to be jerkish about it, but it made a little more sense that he would be filming himself than she would be filming herself. Like, he clearly is the sort of he had a shirt off, he was like a bodybuilder and all that stuff. And yes, I did go up to him, and yes, I did say, "Hey, Igor." Oh, I probably shouldn't say his name. Well, there are a bazillion Igors out there in the universe. Whatever. I was like, "Hey, we can't have people filming themselves. And he's like, oh, bro, no worries, no worries. Sorry, yeah, totally. And he put his shirt back on and turned his camera off. And that was the end of it. Like, that's how it should go, right? But she's like claiming that everybody's filming themselves. I'm like, well, I haven't seen too many people doing it, but yes, we have to let people know that that's not acceptable. And she was like, well, I'm just going to keep doing it. And I was like, okay, you have fun with that. And I'm done with this conversation because it is my day off. I have no interest in continuing arguing with her about it. I'm going to let somebody whose job it actually is to deal with this individual do that. So I went up to the sales manager, who at this particular gym chain, the sales manager is called a club general manager. Whatever. So I was like, hey, there's a situation. I don't want to deal with it. It's my day off. She already started yelling at me, but do you want to go deal with it? And so, again, this is when I had first started my own workout. It's my day off. And I see him go over there. She's right next to me, by the way, which is why I think this original member had come up to me to begin with, to be like, she's right next to you, why aren't you doing anything about it? So I go back to my workout, and the sales manager and she are chatting, and I continue on with my workout, and I hear her saying preposterous things about whatever, and about me, and then about how I was aggressive or something like that. And so then I continue on with my workout. My workouts typically are about an hour-ish, a little more, a little less, depending on the specific exercises involved. By the end of the hour, she was still at the exact same spot with the sales manager having a conversation. I don't understand how that's possible. If I were him, the conversation would have gone like this. It would have been, hey, by the way, I hear that you spoke with the trainer who let you know that our policy is that there's no filming, so just so you know, yes, that is the policy, so you're going to have to put this stuff away, and if it continues in the future, we will revoke your membership. Bing, bang, boom. Done, right? That's easy. Don't know why it had to take an hour, but whatever. Anyway, so I had, over the course of my 2 days off, been getting a bunch of texts from clients about like, hey, can you fit me into your schedule on this day or that day at this time and that time? So I went over to my desk, which is at the back of this row, and I'm working on accomplishing that, looking up on my phone, like when did they ask, what time, what day, and putting that into my calendar, scheduling them for sessions. And then suddenly I hear this person screaming at me, thanks for ruining my workout. And I look over and it's the lady, and I just look at her and go, and she just is like glaring at me. She's like, what? Just gonna shake your head at me? Not even gonna say anything? And I'm like, ma'am, I don't think we have anything more to say to each other. And she's like, oh, did your buddy tell you that? I think referencing the sales manager, and I say, no, but I mean, I don't think we have anything more to say to each other. Because, I mean, really, what else is there to say? I explained to her the policy, she said she didn't care and was going to do it anyway, so I got somebody else to deal with her, and he apparently dealt with it, and what more does she and I have to say? Also, her workout, the quality of her workout is dependent upon whether she's able to film herself doing it or not. What kind of a workout is that? That makes no sense. So anyways, she was starting yelling something at me, and I frankly did not care, so ignored her and just focused on my computer, entering my clients and seeing when do they need to be scheduled and blah, blah, blah. And she kept yelling at me, and then she was like, thanks for ruining my workout. And I did, unfortunately, take the bait at that point and did say, well, maybe in the future, if you don't break policy, then your workout won't get ruined. And I don't know what she started screaming at me at that point, but I completely ignored it and went back to working on I shouldn't have done that, whatever. So anyways, that's that story. That's the end. You would think, but it isn't the end, because the very next day, I'm training a client in the training area, and it's kind of roped off. And then outside of the training area, there is a leg extension machine. And it's not important for you to know exactly what these machines are, but she was using it as a leg curl machine instead by standing up and facing the opposite direction, which is creative, I'll give her that, but also unnecessary because there were 3 leg curl machines ready to go that were empty, whatever. I'm not judging her. I am judging her a little bit. So whatever. So anyways, she noticed that I was there, so she did this ridiculously immature thing where she looked over at me and made eye contact, and then she reached over and pulled out her phone while making eye contact with me, and then started filming her friend working out. So I had decided I'm not going to have any more words with this woman. After training that client, went over to talk to the assistant. The sales manager who dealt with her the day before was no longer there. But his assistant manager was there, and also another individual who's sort of in a managerial position-ish, but not yet, but will be soon. Anyway, so I was like, hey, remember that story about that crazy lady from yesterday? She's back, she's doing the exact same thing. I will talk to her and let her know that she should not be continuing to do this, or we will revoke her membership. However, I don't think it's the best idea if I'm the one to talk to her. I know myself better to know that it's probably not for the best if I continue talking to her, so one of you should probably deal with it. And so they went over and observed her and said, well, we didn't see her actually filming her friend while we watched her, but she did make eye contact with us and did seem aware that we were observing her, so hopefully she just doesn't do it again. And I haven't seen her since, so I guess that's a win? I don't know. I mean, I don't want to ruin anybody's workout, that's for sure, but I also don't understand why, if you're cognizant of the policy and you're just blatantly choosing to not follow it, or if you're not cognizant of the policy and you're being informative the first time, it just seems to me like the way I think I would have reacted in that situation is like, oh my gosh, I am so embarrassed for getting caught. I'm so sorry. Never mind. I will put my phone away. I'll never do it again. You know? Like, why is that not the reaction? Why is the reaction, are you targeting me? Oh, and let's talk about that. Apparently during that hour-long conversation, she says that 6 months ago or so, or maybe even more, maybe more like 9 months, and I now remember this, but I did not remember it was her because I don't retain this kind of information. It's useless to me. But apparently, while I was training a client in the training area, I had noticed that all of the kettlebells were gone. Every single one was gone. And I needed to use the kettlebells with my clients. So I went and tracked them down, and there was a lady there who had a tripod set up, filming herself and her friend. This was, again, like 9 months ago. And she had all the kettlebells. So I said, so sorry, but I do need the 20s at least. So sorry, but I'm gonna have to take these from you. And apparently she was livid about that. How dare I come and take the kettlebells from her? Who do I think I am? So she assumed I was targeting her. Whatever. Anyways, that was it for this ridiculous story. I will see you guys next time, and it won't be a gym story for once. Instead, I'm going to provide some free personal training advice that's extremely simple, and yet you'll see. You'll see. So anyways, see you guys then. Bye, guys.